As we navigate the years beyond 50, it's common to notice subtle shifts in our vision and the delicate skin around our eyes. Perhaps mornings greet you with a persistent dryness, or the crisp letters on a newspaper begin to soften and blur. You might be observing the emergence of dark circles that were once absent, or a growing concern about the potential development of cataracts or conditions like glaucoma later down the line. While many of these changes are indeed frequent occurrences with age, it's crucial to understand that they are not always an unalterable destiny. What if there existed a natural, uncomplicated approach, a remedy you could implement right in the comfort of your own home, completely free from adverse side effects that could actively support the well-being of your eyes? This remarkable substance is known as castor oil. Before you dismiss this as merely an antiquated folk remedy or a practice relegated to our grandmothers, I gently implore you to stay with me for a few moments. Castor oil is far from being just another oil. It possesses unique properties that enable it to penetrate deeper into your skin and underlying tissues than virtually any other substance known. This profound ability means it doesn't simply rest on the surface, but rather actively engages with your body, working to gently mitigate inflammation, soothe irritation, and foster healing from within. In this exploration, we will delve into the multifaceted ways castor oil can bring about a sense of comfort to your eyes, alleviate dryness, ease pressure, and, yes, even contribute to slowing the early indicators of cataracts while supporting your vision in a manner that is both natural and safe. Moreover, we will extend our understanding to encompass how this same remarkable oil can benefit other aspects of your body, your digestive system, your joints, and your hormonal balance, particularly as we enter the phase after 50, when our bodies often signal a need for a little extra tender, loving care. By the conclusion of this discussion, you will possess a clear step-by-step comprehension of how to incorporate castor oil into your life in ways that are not only gentle and practical, but also profoundly restorative. Let us commence our journey by focusing on the eyes and the intricate physiological processes that unfold as we mature. The prevailing assumption for many is that a decline in vision is an inevitable consequence of aging. And while there is a kernel of truth to this, as our eyes do undergo changes, what often goes unacknowledged is the profound influence our lifestyle choices have on the trajectory of our eye aging. Our eyes are equipped with two primary sets of muscles. One set is dedicated to facilitating our close-range vision, essential for activities such as reading a book or intently focusing on a smartphone screen. The other set is responsible for enabling our long-range vision, allowing us to gaze at a distant mountain, observe the flight of birds, or survey a vast field. The crux of the issue in our contemporary world lies in the fact that we are continuously engaged in utilizing our short-range vision. The omnipresent smartphones, tablets, laptops, and televisions all demand a constant, unwavering focus on proximate objects. However, our eyes were not evolutionarily designed to withstand this relentless daily overexertion. When the muscles responsible for close-range vision become overused, while those dedicated to long-range vision are neglected, an inherent imbalance is created. This imbalance inevitably leads to strain, fatigue, and, over the long term, can result in damage. This is a significant contributor to the increasing prevalence of early-onset cataracts, dry eye conditions, and a general decline in visual acuity, even in individuals as young as their 30s or 40s. Furthermore, there's another critical, often overlooked aspect. When our brain is fatigued, particularly at the close of the day, the strain on our eyes intensifies, exacerbating any existing damage. This is because the brain and eyes operate in tandem. When the brain is mentally exhausted, the eye's capacity for self-repair is significantly diminished. Consequently, engaging in detailed visual work during the evening hours can, in fact, weaken your eyes. The good news, however, is that the very activities that can tire your eyes in the evening can actually strengthen them when undertaken in the morning, when your brain is well rested. So, if you find yourself reading, knitting, tackling a crossword puzzle, or managing your finances, consider prioritizing these tasks before lunchtime. Your eyes will undoubtedly express their gratitude. As an additional, simple yet impactful tip, endeavor to take a brief break every hour or so, especially if you are spending extended periods in front of a screen. Cast your gaze out of a window and find a distant object, a tree, a cloud, a hill, and allow your gaze to rest upon it for a minute or two. This seemingly small habit provides crucial exercise for your long-range vision, which it so desperately requires. You might be thinking, this is helpful, but what about the dryness? What about the cataracts that might already be forming? This is precisely where castor oil enters the picture. In the subsequent section, we will explore in detail why castor oil proves to be so remarkably effective and how you can utilize it to nurture and soothe your eyes in a manner that is natural, safe, and supported by a wealth of experience. Let us now turn our attention to castor oil, a substance that for many evokes memories of childhood or simply sparks curiosity. You might be wondering how something so seemingly old-fashioned could possibly offer assistance to something as delicate as our eyes. The answer lies in a rather extraordinary characteristic of this oil, its unique molecular structure. Castor oil is predominantly composed of ricinoleic acid, a fatty acid that grants it the remarkable ability to deeply penetrate tissues, achieving depths that most other oils cannot reach. In stark contrast to topical creams or eye drops that merely sit on the surface, castor oil actually traverses the skin, venturing into the deeper layers where inflammation and cellular damage often initiate. This profound penetrating capacity is precisely why castor oil has been revered for centuries, not simply as a moisturizer, but as a potent healing agent for a diverse range of ailments, including joint pain, skin conditions, digestive disturbances, and, indeed, even vision-related concerns. Let's get specific about its benefits for your eyes. Castor oil works through several gentle yet powerful mechanisms. Firstly, it provides essential hydration to the delicate skin surrounding your eyes. The eyelids and the under eye area are exceptionally sensitive, and as we age, they tend to become thinner, drier, and more susceptible to irritation. Applying just a single drop of castor oil to your eyelid, either once or twice a day, can effectively soften this area, reduce the appearance of fine lines, and alleviate the natural ally, something that has stood the test of time to support its inherent ability to heal. Castor oil does not force any action. It simply cultivates the optimal conditions for the body to initiate its own healing process, a process that is slow, gentle, and inherently natural. This is the essence of its power. It's not a quick fix, but a consistent act of self-care, something you undertake not only for the health of your eyes, but also for your inner peace of mind. So, how does one begin this simple yet effective practice? Start with simplicity. At night, just before you retire to bed, thoroughly wash your hands and take a single drop of castor oil. Just one. Gently rub it between your fingertips and then delicately smooth it over your closed eyelids. That's it. There should be no stinging, no mess, and minimal effort involved. Over time, with consistent application, you may begin to notice a profound difference in how your eyes feel in the morning. Less dryness, greater comfort, and a sense of profound relaxation. The beauty of this practice extends beyond the eyes. As you nurture your eyes, you simultaneously enhance the condition of the skin surrounding them. Castor oil is exceptionally rich in fatty acids, which are instrumental in supporting collagen production and maintaining skin elasticity. This translates to a reduction in wrinkles, diminished puffiness, and a more rested and rejuvenated appearance. In the upcoming section, we will broaden our scope beyond the eyes, as many who experience the transformative benefits of castor oil here become curious about its potential to aid other bodily functions. The answer, as you will discover, is quite extensive. So please, stay with me. The most compelling insights are yet to come. Beyond its remarkable benefits, for the eyes, the profound healing capabilities of castor oil extend to numerous other facets of our well-being, particularly as we progress through and beyond the age of 50. During these years, what might begin as minor discomforts can gradually evolve into persistent chronic issues, and it is in this context that castor oil can truly emerge as an invaluable asset within your personal wellness arsenal. Let us begin by addressing a concern that impacts millions of older adults on a daily basis: digestion and overall gut health. It is a widely acknowledged truth that as we age, our digestive systems naturally tend to slow down. You may find yourself experiencing occasional constipation, uncomfortable bloating, or that pervasive sluggish feeling after meals. While many resort to over-the-counter laxatives or fiber supplements, these often provide only temporary relief, failing to address the underlying issues of inflammation and sluggish bowel motility. This is precisely where the application of a castor oil compress can yield transformative results. Creating a castor oil compress is a remarkably simple process, requiring only a few readily available items. You will need a soft cotton cloth, a piece of plastic to prevent leakage, and a small quantity of castor oil, typically 1 to 2 teaspoons. Begin by folding the cotton cloth multiple times to create a thicker pad. Then carefully drizzle the castor oil onto the folded cloth, ensuring it is adequately saturated but not dripping excessively. Next, place this oil-infused cloth directly over your abdomen, positioning it just below the navel. Subsequently, cover the cloth with a layer of plastic wrap or a plastic bag to prevent the oil from transferring to your clothing or bedding. Finally, secure the compress with a towel or an elastic bandage to keep it in place. You can then relax for a period of 1 to 2 hours. Many find it convenient to do this while watching television or engrossed in a book, while some individuals opt to enhance absorption by placing a hot water bottle or a heating pad over the compress. The natural warmth of your body alone is often sufficient. So, what exactly does this compress achieve? The castor oil, due to its unique penetrating properties, works its way deep into the abdominal tissues. This deep penetration helps to alleviate congestion, reduce inflammation within the digestive tract, and stimulate the smooth muscles of the colon. In essence, it serves as a gentle, natural cue to your intestines, encouraging them to resume their normal rhythmic movements without the harshness of chemicals or the risk of irritating side effects. I once encountered a woman who had been grappling with irritable bowel syndrome for over a decade. She had diligently tried a multitude of approaches, including specialized diets, prescription medications, and probiotics, yet none had provided consistent relief. One day, she decided to begin applying a castor oil compress to her abdomen 5 nights a week. Within a month, she reported experiencing regular bowel movements, and after 3 months, her persistent abdominal pain had completely subsided. She shared with me, "It was the first time I felt like my body was working with me, not against me." This beautifully illustrates the elegance of natural remedies. They work in harmony with the body's intrinsic rhythms. Let us now turn our attention to another area often overlooked, yet profoundly impacted by the passage of time: hormonal balance, particularly for women navigating the transitions of menopause and beyond. As we age, hormonal shifts can manifest in a wide spectrum of issues, including persistent fatigue, unpredictable mood swings, unwelcome weight gain, disrupted sleep patterns, and even the development of uterine fibroids or ovarian cysts. Castor oil compresses, when applied to the lower abdomen, can play a supportive role in enhancing the function of the lymphatic system and promoting detoxification, thereby helping to alleviate hormonal congestion within the reproductive organs. One of the most compelling accounts I have personally heard came from a young woman in her early 30s who discovered a significant uterine fibroid. Despite maintaining a rigorously healthy lifestyle characterized by a nutritious diet, regular exercise, and ample hydration, she was experiencing considerable pain. Diagnostic imaging revealed a fibroid measuring over 3 inches in diameter, Terrified of the prospect of surgery, she opted for a dual approach: natural hormonal support through dietary adjustments and herbal remedies, coupled with nightly castor oil compresses applied directly to her abdomen. After a period of 4 months, she underwent a follow-up scan. Astonishingly, the fibroid had significantly reduced in size, measuring only 1 inch, and her pain had vanished. She successfully avoided surgery. While not every individual may experience such dramatic outcomes, her story stands as a powerful testament to the potential of consistent natural care to provide the body with the resources it needs for gradual healing. Now let us address a concern that almost universally affects individuals over 50 at some point: joint pain. Whether it's a persistent ache in the knee, stiffness in the shoulder, or the discomfort of arthritis in the hands, inflammation is frequently the underlying culprit. Castor oil, with its remarkable deep penetrating capabilities, can offer significant relief when utilized as a topical compress or applied directly to the skin. Allow me to share a personal experience. Several years ago, I sustained a wrist fracture from a fall. Even after the bone had healed, I was left with lingering pain and stiffness. I began applying a castor oil compress to my wrist every night before bed. Within a few weeks, the soreness gradually diminished, and after 2 months, I regained full, pain-free mobility in my wrist. I continue to apply that same compress almost nightly, not out of persistent pain, but because it has become an integral part of my self-care routine, a small act that helps prevent future flare-ups and keeps my joints feeling youthful. I also spoke with another woman who had been struggling with arthritis in her fingers for over a decade. She started applying a small amount of castor oil each night, massaging it into her knuckles before sleep. After 3 weeks, she noticed a reduction in stiffness when bending her fingers, and within 6 weeks, she could open jars again, a simple task that had become challenging for years. These are not miraculous cures, but rather the natural outcomes of providing your body with the necessary tools and the time it requires to perform its innate functions: repair, regeneration, and the restoration of balance. Furthermore, castor oil has shown considerable promise in supporting breast health, particularly for women who have undergone surgery or experienced cysts. When gently applied to the breast area, it can help to reduce fibrous tissue, soften lumps, and even alleviate discomfort associated with scar tissue buildup. I met a woman who had undergone surgery for breast cancer. Following her recovery, she was left with hard, painful scar tissue around the surgical site. She began using a warm castor oil compress every evening. After 2 months, the scar tissue had softened, and she no longer experienced the tightness that used to disrupt her sleep. She shared, "It was as if my body finally let go of the trauma." This kind of emotional release is not uncommon. Castor oil often works not only on a physical level, but also helps individuals reconnect with their bodies after illness or injury, creating space for healing, comfort, and peace. Regarding the frequency of use, consistency is generally more impactful than intensity. For the majority of individuals, applying a castor oil compress 3 to 5 times per week is sufficient to observe positive results. Some prefer nightly application, especially when addressing more persistent issues, while others opt for a few times a month for general maintenance and comfort. There is no singular correct way to begin. The optimal approach is what resonates with you. Pay close attention to how your body responds. If you experience relief, ease, or simply a more restful night's sleep, these are clear indicators that you are on the right track. Remember, more is not always better. A modest amount of castor oil can go a long way, and given that you can reuse your compress for several weeks, this method is both cost-effective and remarkably simple. I encourage you to approach this not as a treatment regimen, but as the cultivation of a relationship between you and your own innate capacity for healing. When you dedicate time to caring for your body, especially with a substance as gentle and nurturing as castor oil, you are sending a clear message to your body: I am listening and I want to support you. This mindset, more than any product or practice, forms the bedrock of genuine, enduring wellness. Now that you have a comprehensive understanding of the profound healing potential of castor oil, allow me to guide you through the precise steps involved in creating and using a castor oil compress in the comfort of your own home. This method is not only straightforward and economical, but also requires only a few materials, many of which you likely already possess. What you will need. 1. Castor oil. Any cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil will suffice. Organic options are excellent, but not essential. Even non-organic castor oil performs admirably. 2. Cotton or flannel cloth. This can be an old t-shirt, a washcloth, or a piece of sheeting. It is advisable to avoid synthetic materials like polyester. 3. Plastic wrap or plastic bag. This layer is crucial for preventing the oil from leaking onto your clothing or furniture. 4. Towel or elastic bandage to securely hold the compress in place. 5. Optional heating pad or hot water bottle for enhanced absorption, though not strictly necessary. Step-by-step instructions. 1. Prepare the cloth. Take your chosen cotton or flannel cloth and fold it several times, creating about 4 to 8 layers. A thicker compress will hold more oil and remain effective for a longer duration. 2. Apply the oil. Drizzle a small amount of castor oil onto the folded cloth. Begin with 1 to 2 teaspoons. You do not need to saturate the cloth entirely. Castor oil is viscous and spreads slowly. Using too much can lead to unnecessary messiness. 3. Place the compress. Position the oil-soaked cloth directly over the area you wish to treat. This could be your abdomen, lower back, wrist, knee, or even over the liver. Place. Refrigeration is not necessary. You can replenish the oil by adding a small amount of fresh oil once a week to maintain its efficacy. Typically, the same compress can be reused for approximately 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the frequency of use. If it begins to develop an unusual odor, discolor, or dry out, it is time to prepare a new one. Safety, tips, and precautions. Do not ingest castor oil unless specifically advised by a trusted healthcare professional. Ingesting it can lead to digestive upset and, in some cases, strong laxative effects. Avoid using castor oil compresses during pregnancy, unless explicitly approved by your doctor, as castor oil can stimulate uterine contractions. If you have open wounds or broken skin, avoid applying the compress directly over those areas. Always listen to your body. If anything feels uncomfortable, stop and adjust the application. Castor oil should never cause burning, stinging, or a harsh sensation. Choosing the right castor oil. While numerous brands of castor oil are available, prioritize using cold-pressed, hexane-free oil. You will find varieties such as Jamaican black castor oil, often favored for its perceived richness, but the lighter, clear version also works exceptionally well. You do not need to invest in expensive or hard-to-find brands. Even affordable store-bought castor oil can provide profound healing benefits when used with care and intention. The inherent beauty of the castor oil compress lies in its sheer simplicity. No pills, no prescriptions, no waiting rooms, just you, your hands, and a genuine willingness to care for your body in a natural and nurturing way. For many individuals over the age of 50, this nightly ritual evolves into more than just a therapeutic intervention. It becomes a moment of tranquility, a few quiet minutes of stillness, where the process of healing is allowed to unfold organically. You have journeyed with me today, exploring not only the challenges of tired eyes, aching joints, and digestive unease, but also the quiet discomforts that can subtly emerge as we age. More importantly, however, we have discussed the profound presence of hope. Castor oil is not a magical panacea, nor is it a miraculous drug. Rather, it serves as a gentle reminder, a reminder that healing does not always need to be loud, nor does it always need to originate from a bottle adorned with warning labels or from a hurried doctor's visit. Sometimes, healing manifests in small, quiet ways, in a single drop of oil, a warm cloth, and the steady, consistent rhythm of showing up for yourself day after day. I have met individuals in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who had resigned themselves to living with their discomfort, believing it to be an immutable part of aging. However, once they offered their bodies even a small measure of help, even just a drop of oil and a few moments of dedicated care, they began to experience something they hadn't felt in a long time: relief, ease, peace, and most crucially, a renewed trust in their own body's capacity. You may not witness a dramatic transformation overnight, but allow it a little time. Just as nature operates in seasons, your body heals in stages. Castor oil will not hasten this process. Instead, it will gently, consistently, and quietly support it. If there is one singular message I wish to impart, it is this: you are not broken. You are not too old to heal. Your body remains receptive, and when you communicate with it through kindness and care, it responds in kind. So, whether you begin tonight with a single drop on your eyelid or tomorrow with a compress on your wrist, I sincerely hope this practice evolves into more than just a new routine. I hope it becomes a cherished moment in your day where you consciously slow down, breathe deeply, and affirm to yourself, I am worth this, because unequivocally, you are. If this video has resonated with you, offered assistance, or simply prompted you to consider your health from a slightly different perspective, I would be delighted to hear from you. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Tell me, where will you apply your first drop of castor oil? Was it your eyes, your abdomen, or your knee? Thank you for dedicating this time with me. Take diligent care of yourself, and remember, healing is indeed still possible.